Hi, Genies. Welcome to Access Genie, the podcast that opens doors to success in the world of entrepreneurship. It's a new year. Can you believe it? We're right in 2024. And this is really a new opportunity to build the businesses we want. The problem that many entrepreneurs struggle with, though, every single year or anytime they have a big idea is finances, right? How do I get my business and my ideas funded? In fact, CB Insight conducted an analysis of about 101 entrepreneurs, and they were doing a post-mortem. It means that these businesses had failed, and they were trying to really understand what caused those businesses to fail. And they found that running out of cash was the second most common reason for startups to fail. Running out of money. And when you're watching this, I'm sure you're saying, Ansela, you're preaching to the choir. Getting funded is hard. And according to analysis by Angel List as well as Fundable, they also say around 29% of startups fail because they run out of cash. This studies really emphasize the importance of talking about proper financial management, securing funding to sustain the operations, and really helping each other to be able to build the businesses that we want. So in this episode, I want to tell you about how you can get your business funded. But before we explore the opportunities as well as the challenges in this space, let's understand how investments work in Africa. According to recent statistics, the investment landscape in Africa has been steadily growing over the years, and countries like Nigeria, Kenya, as well as South Africa are attracting significant attention from investors. Ernst & Young actually released a report which is titled Africa's Attractiveness Report for 2023, which found that foreign direct investment rose to 64%. That's a high number, right? And clean tech actually became the leading sector with a FDI score of 72. It's high. And Africa in general just remained really reliant on the West for its foreign direct investment, which accounted for about 53% in total. And in 2022, in fact, South Africa attracted the second highest number of investment projects with capital investments of, wait for it, $36 billion and creating 25,000 jobs in the country, and almost 75% of Southern Africa's region of for foreign direct investment went to South Africa. So if you're in South Africa, you know that there's even more opportunities for you, and your business has high chances of getting funding. And I'll leave a link to this particular Ernst & Young report in the description below so that you can read it for yourself and get more insights into what sectors are getting funding and how you can strategically place yourself and your business for the win in 2024. Investment can come from various forms, right? From venture capital to private equity, for example, or even crowdfunding from friends, families, and people around you. The key, though, is to find the right type of investment that truly aligns with your business model as well as the growth stage. Are you just starting your business, or are you trying to scale up your business, or are you trying to get into becoming a big corporate? Which stage are you in your business? So now let's examine the investment opportunities across the African regions based on this report as well as studies that I've read preparing for this. Maybe let's talk about the types of businesses that are being funded by all of this foreign direct investment that we keep on talking about. Each region has unique strengths and industries that they really thrive in and gain attraction. For example, in East Africa, there's been a huge surge, for example, in tech-related investments, while in West Africa, it's like a hub of sectors like agriculture and fintech. So understanding the regional dynamics is really crucial for any entrepreneur looking for investments. Look at this picture right here. It really shows you which countries have been invested in and how much has been invested. And this report will really help you get more insight into that. So now that we have that, let's talk about the types of businesses that are getting funded in Africa, from innovative tech startup to sustainable agricultural projects. Investors are really always looking for ventures that not only show promise maybe financial returns, but they also contribute to the local economy, they contribute to people's lives. The idea of shared value is really big for corporates as well as for investors that could potentially fund your business this year. Tech is a leading space with 8 fintech companies in the top 20. It's clear that financial technology is really revolutionizing Africa. For example, Egyptian fintech and e-commerce company, guys remember it? MNT Halan, those guys are killing it in the game. They raised about 400 million in equity and debt financing. And in May last year, another company, M-Kopa, which is like an asset financing platform that offers unbanked solutions for customers in Africa, they also raised $250 million in new funding in 2023. And Husk Power Systems, which is a clean tech startup also operating in Africa and Asia, were able to raise over $103 million in their series, I think it was their series D of funding, and they're pushing a lot of work in rural electrification. So it shows that there's such a huge opportunity to get high numbers and high money, high amounts for your business to be funded. If you're in South Africa, for example, Wetility, which is like a platform that's based here, it raised 48 million in September, and they are pushing hard. You have an opportunity. These are just examples of businesses that have been able to raise a lot of capital. So it shows that there is money and there's an opportunity for you to also say, I was able to raise $400 million or $600 million for my business. But how did those companies even get to a place where they can raise that kind of capital? I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, how do I position my business for funding? And is it really essential for me? And how do I go about it? So getting investor ready is really crucial, and it's like a step-by-step process. I'll take you through just some of the steps just to help you get investor ready. You need to start by having a solid business plan, like any business, right? And you have to also have clear financial projections, because at the end of the day, these investors that are coming to invest in your business are there as well for the money. As much as they love your product or your solution and the impact that you're making in the world, the bottom line always matters. So always keep that at the back of your mind. So you have to have clear financial projections as well as a compelling pitch that will make them feel impressed by not just the business, but you as the leader of that business. Investors really want to see not just potential in your idea, but they also want to see the capability of you as well as your team to execute this idea that you have. So for you to be investor ready, you need to first and foremost know what you want and why. Why do you want it? This goes with you being able to tell a compelling story. Today's consumers buy a lot into stories. So you need to know what you want and why you want it and what your story is, and be able to tell it with conviction to whoever. If somebody wakes you up in the middle of the night, you need to be able to immediately go, yes, this is what my business is about. This is why I'm doing it. This is what I want. And this is why I want it. So they get very clear with that. And then you need to also look into your potential investors and their preferences and know them, know what makes them tick. What kind of projects do they invest in? How much money do they spend? What do they look into? What's their history in the market? Do they align with me? Because sometimes you'll find that people assess only the investors, but not the kind of relationship that you might have with investors. So really look at what their potential is, what they want, and what their preferences are, and if you'll be a good match with each other. And then after you've done that, you need to also assess if you're ready for the investors that you're looking for. And before you approach any investors, you need to make sure that you have a solid business plan and project plan, like I had mentioned earlier. And these clear value propositions and financial projections and that pitch deck will really set you apart and make it clear that you're a man or woman with a plan that's coming in 2024 and you mean business. So you need to sort of conduct a problem and solution analysis. What is the problem? How big is it? Who am I solving for? Do these people care about it? Why is this important? If they care about it, how do I get this product or service to them? Why haven't other people been able to get into the space? And if they are, what are the challenges that they're facing? You need to understand your market. You need to understand your competitors. What are they like? What do they behave like? And if we get into the space and into the market, what are they likely to do and likely not to do? What is our risk within the business? You need to have all of this professionally done and written and put in docs that you have, and you can give out to your potential investors. And you also need to understand your business model. How do you make money? What's the process like when people are coming to buy from you? How do you make this money? What are your margins like? And how are you going to be able to pay back the investors? And what are your exit strategies for the investors, or even exit strategies for you as a business? Do you want to just trade for a little bit and then sell it? What is the exit strategy? And that pitch deck needs to have clear information, but be very short and precise as well. So ensure that you check out all of this. I'll add as well a link to examples of pitch decks that you can use as you build your business. And then you can use a lot of online checklists and tools that I'm also adding into the description of this video that really help you assess your investor readiness, as well as identify any gaps or weaknesses within your presentation and all of the information that we've put together. And don't shy away from seeking mentors and sponsors and friends and family for feedback. Ask them about your pitch deck and your business idea, and they'll be able to help you improve your investor attractiveness, which is also really key, because you need to be obsessed by being attractive to your investors, because there's a lot of startups looking for money and there's only a few investors that are available to give the funding. So you need to ensure that you're more attractive than other people within the market, and always address all of that information. So that's really, really key. You need to ensure that your risks are managed and that you know them. You know, when you get into a room with an investor and they're like, this person knows exactly what risks are there and they have managed the risks, so it's easier for them to buy into you and your idea. You need to communicate your story, your vision, and the impact is clear. Make sure that you're concise, and all your things need to just be packaged right. The links below will help you put that package together. Please take a look at them. I really hope that they become helpful in you being able to deliver value and returns to the people that you work with. And finally, you need to be able to network, right? A lot of people think that sometimes investors just always come to you. But if you're a small startup, it means that a lot of people don't even know about your existence. So you need to be able to network, go to events, go to workshops, attend webinars, demo days, and even go pitch to your competitions and try to figure out what this business is about, and have a lot of people around the ground talking about you and your business and your solution, and that you're looking for funding. That way the word spreads much quicker and you're able to get some funding for your business. So that's really, really important. Don't underestimate the power of networking and building relationships. Make sure that you attend those events. I know I've already said it, events are critical. Attend as many events as you can to get people knowing about your business. So now you've got all of this, the pitch deck, you know exactly what you're doing. Everything is clear. Then what? Is it just documents that you have and you're just chucking in a drawer somewhere? Not at all. So the next question will be like, where do I now get the investments? So that's the $1 million question, right? There are various avenues, from traditional venture capital firms, there's a lot on the continent and aside, to angel investors and even crowdfunding from family and friends. So you need to explore your options by doing a lot of research and pick an option that really aligns with you and your business, as well as your growth strategy. One of my favorite platforms is Airtable, because they're really excellent with showing you potential investors. So please check it out. But always make sure that you do your own research, guys, and ensure that the investor shares your vision and your values. I'm adding a link below with a huge list of over 6,000 investors to choose from. You'll be able to see what kind of things they invest in, their name, where they're from, and the countries that they normally invest in, and then you'll be able to do more research on that. So say thank you. 6,000 people database or investor database that you can go through. Please check it out on the description box below. It's really amazing. Entrepreneurs, that's a wrap on how to get funding for your business. Remember, the journey to securing funding may have many hurdles along the way, but with the right strategy, resilience, clear vision, goals, knowing what you want, knowing your non-negotiables, and being prepared will really help you make it a little bit faster and make it a bit easier. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, because I share all of those videos every single week. If you've always been a part of the family, thank you so very much for coming into 2024 with us. I can't wait for you guys to get more insight from this podcast. Goodbye.